Latest football news, engaging debates,
and fascinating opinions.
Pitchside talk on IO Radio.
Yes, and welcome to Pitchside Talk here on IO Radio. We're back for another week of football news, football action, football really anything, Dan.
Yeah. Football everything.
Football everything. I feel like Alan Partridge. Football. You've ever seen that?
Yeah, I have.
Football everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back to the show. And before I forget to mention, if you've missed any of our previous shows, like last week's, but that hasn't been uploaded yet.
No. Upload that soon.
I have sent it
Coming soon.
Coming soon. Technical delays. Follow our YouTube channel, or subscribe to actually. Pitchside Talk. You can listen to all the previous shows. There's a podcast.
Yes.
So no music, just straight into the good stuff. And also, if you want to follow, our Twitter account is talk_pitch as well, where we do polls and that. There's plenty of polls out. There's so many polls. I can't keep up to date with all of them. It's like 10 out of the moment. I'm like, give up.
Yeah.
But Dan, what have we got coming on the show today?
So today we're again going to talk about Ipswich, because that's main news.
That is
here
main
in Suffolk.
news.
We're also going to be talking about the Premier League and the results of the weekend, and we're going to be talking about Tottenham and Man United as well, and the troubles they're facing at the moment.
Well, I could have done 3 clubs, but I thought that's too much.
Yeah,
it's too much to do.
It'll take too long.
We'll be here until like next season. we'll be here. Ollie's had a contract extension by then.
Yeah.
Pochettino's had another contract extension, but no money. Life's all good, Stay up to date with the latest footy news.
Pitchside Talk on IO Radio.
And welcome back to Pitchside Talk here on IO Radio. And now, Dan, we're going to talk about Ipswich Town, like you mentioned. We've actually got 2 matches. I know, 2 matches. Special weekend, being treated for once.
Yes, we are.
Before next week, where we have no matches, and it'll be all sad. It'll be sad.
It will.
It will be sad. But I guess we better start off with Saturday's match.
Yeah.
Kane Jackson's clinical finishing keeps Ipswich undefeated and top of the league.
I like the sound of that.
Yikes on. But how impressive were Town on Saturday? It was quite a bit of a tough match for it went in with Joe Button's comments.
Yeah, we shut him up, didn't we?
Just a little bit. Haven't heard him say anything since. So.
No. Yeah, we were, coming into the game, it was a tough game because Fleetwood, they're still third at the moment, but they were third going into that game. So obviously it was quite a hard game. We said the week before this might be the first loss of the season, but again, it didn't turn out like that.
I think I said it was going to be first loss season. I've been proved wrong each time.
Yeah. So we did well to get the win, and we keep getting these 1-0 wins, and I'm really liking this because it proves that we can, even in the tougher games away from home, quite far away from Portman Road, we can get these 1-0 wins. And I feel like we have got one of the best sides in the league. So if we going into these games, even if a team is high up the league, I think we've got a chance of winning the game, and we proved that on Saturday.
Well, it's just quite lucky to walk away with 3 points. I have to ask you, because when I watched the highlights, there was a few Fleetwood chances where they should have finished.
Yeah,
they should have really finished.
One. Yeah.
Well, they're quite lucky to get 3 points, and it's just going to be a trend now. We see it's going to be quite lucky.
Well, I wouldn't say lucky. I think throughout the game we were decent. We've gone through this trend of having first half playing really well, or the other way around, and then the other half not playing as well. And if it was last season, we probably would have conceded chances like that. But it seems like this year we're actually getting lucky with the way things are going. But it also helps that we've got quality in the side as well. So I wouldn't say maybe Fleetwood should have taken their chances, but I'll say that we deserved the win in the end.
Okay, well, speaking of actually it's a Town defence, Jane Wilson actually got sent off. 2 yellow cards.
Yep.
I saw them on a bit. Ooh.
Yeah.
The first one was a bit silly.
The first one was a booking. Second one was a bit...
Well, that actually leads on to Paul Lambert's comment saying the sending off was very harsh.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the right decision, and how much of a big miss will he be for Ipswich Town the next game against Acton Stanley?
Yeah.
Correct?
Away on a Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday. Not this Sunday coming.
Sunday.
2 weeks' time. Oh, God.
Yeah, I think it was a bit harsh. Obviously, the first yellow card was it was a reckless challenge, I'd say, and that deserved the yellow card. But yeah, the second one was a bit it maybe there was a little bit of contact, but there weren't much. The Fleetwood player kind of went down quite easily. It's in that kind of position though, where if a player goes down, the ref's going to book him. So, I could probably see that coming, but I think it was a bit harsh, and I don't think it was the right decision. And yeah, I think we'll miss him in the next game. He's proven that he can do really well at the back, and obviously I've said this before, but I'm quite surprised with how well he's doing. I wasn't expecting him to do that well, so it's good to see. And yeah, I think we'll miss Wilson in the next game, but luckily he only misses one game.
Yeah,
so.
well, I'm actually agree with you. I'm actually quite surprised how he's doing, because I remember at the start of the season when I think he was just signed. I think the day before the Burton game, and we were sort of a bit like, ooh, will he do well? I remember we were a bit concerned about the defence.
Yeah, we were.
We're not concerned about it now with him there.
Definitely not.
Well, also after the game, Paul Lambert confirmed that James Norwood has got to have surgery over the international break, which is, we can confirm, is successful.
Yep.
He possibly could be back for Acton Stanley. There's a big chance for it now, but if he isn't, how much of a big miss will he be if he's not back from that groin problem he's been suffering for quite a long time? Yeah,
he's been going through this groin problem for quite a while now. I'm guessing they didn't really release much information about the surgery. I guess it was something to do with that.
Yeah, I think that's what it was mainly down to.
Yeah.
What he came off with, and it's sort of just been there. Yeah,
so, well, it's good to see that it was successful, but I think hopefully he won't miss too many games, but obviously we'll miss him. He hasn't been scoring goals. He's had a bit of criticism about his one-on-ones. He's not really good at finishing one-on-ones at the moment. But I think we need his kind of presence up front, even if he's not scoring goals. I think that he impacts the game, so I think that he would definitely be missed in the next game. But hopefully he'll be fit by then, and it looks like he will be. So
hopefully he will be fit. Well, we'll talk about Ipswich Town's game last night. The B team.
Yeah,
that's what I've called them, the B team, because it was a brand new team.
Yeah.
It's nice to see. They booked a place into the knockout rounds of the EFL Trophy, not the leasing.com, whatever the jargon is called. How impressive were the B team?
Yeah.
I know it sounds bad, but it is the B team, really, if you think about it.
Well, maybe the defence, the back three was Wolfenden, Wilson and Nsiala.
Yeah.
So I can see that probably being a back three in the league at some point. But yeah, it was we played it really well yesterday. Coming into game, there was all this stuff about Lambert and Evans.
That came through, didn't it?
Yeah.
I think Lambert didn't shake his hand, but shook is this one of his technical people or something?
Yeah, I think so.
There was a bit of a thing about
he didn't shake Steve Evans' hand. But yeah, we looked really good last night. I have to say Gillingham weren't very good, but we looked really... Our youngsters, El Mazzuni looked fantastic yesterday. Also, it's good to see Emmy Hughes back on the score sheet as well. He was good, and I'm so excited about Armando Dobra. He looks absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, he did look quite nice.
Yeah, I'm excited about him. So it's good. It's good to see, these players getting a chance. And also, it's good for Will Keane as well to get on the score sheet, because he wants to come back into the first team and get game time. So it's good for him as well. So yeah, a good night all round.
Well, speaking about Emmy Hughes, he got back on the goal sheet last night. How much of a key player could he be for Lambert if we're looking at midfield sort of trios?
Yeah,
could he possibly be somebody that could be in that midfield trio in the league, if we're thinking as I mean a starter, not somebody to come in. It's like, oh, he's injured, he'll come in. I mean, as a proper starter.
Yeah, I think he can be. I think when he was on loan here, 16-17, he played for half a season. He was excellent. He impacted the team quite a lot. So I think that he can be a great player, and I think he can definitely start in the league. We've seen how much quality he has, and in League One he's definitely gonna be able to show off that quality. I guess I don't know if he's fully fit yet. He did have 90 minutes yesterday, so I don't think he'll come straight into the team, but I think in the future, if Cole Scouse is not in the team for any reason, he'll be definitely the choice. But Paul Lambert has a big choice about midfield. We have so many midfielders that he can start. So, yeah, I don't think Emma Hughes is going to be starting in the first team for quite a while.
Is that a good problem to have? lots of midfielders,
well,
especially ones that are performing. As
Yeah,
well.
yeah. I think that is good. It's good to have the backups. If something happens, injury or suspension, it's good to have decent players that can replace them. So, Emmy Hughes is definitely one of them that can come in and make an impact if someone else who's starting games like Downs or Scouse or Nolan is injured or suspended. So, yeah, it's good.
Well, speaking about Emmy Hughes, before I forget to mention, his last goal was 2 years, 5 months and 21 days ago.
And what a goal that was.
That's against Newcastle, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Against Rafa.
Yeah. We
Poor
beat them
Rafa.
3-1 that day.
Poor Rafa. But sort of other people came back in. Tosin Salah's first full 90 minutes back in the first team.
Yep.
Could he actually possibly play against Acton Stanley? And we're talking about he's going to come in now.
Yeah, I think as Wilson's suspended for that game, I think it's a good chance that he will come back into the squad. He's very good in the air, I noticed yesterday. He can win basically anything. He's a brick wall. I think that's how you say it. What do you call him?
Yeah, that's a brick wall.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think he's a very good player. I think he can do really well in the league. Last year he was okay. He showed maybe is a bit... You can't trust him fully on the ball. He's definitely better in the air, but I think he'll be good in the league. And, I think our fans love him. So
That's good to hear. But I just want to ask something about, has Paul Lambert ran into a little bit of a problem last night with Jordan Roberts went off with a little injury. Will Keane's sort of there with fitness, but not maybe up to scratch just yet for Paul Lambert's liking. And if Norwood doesn't start against Acton Stanley, that only leaves one fit firing striker because Sears is still out. Is that going to be a bit of a problem for Lambert?
Maybe. I think that... I don't know about... I think Will Keane will be fit by then. I think he'll come into the team if Norwood is not going to. So we've definitely got options. I don't think Roberts is going to start in the league again, though.
No.
And I don't think Roberts is a striker personally, but we'll skip over that.
What is he then?
He's a winger. He's a left winger. He's good on the left wing.
Okay.
Whenever I've seen him play on the left wing, he's been decent. He's just not a striker.
But he scores a striker.
I know, but he's still not a striker. Well, his goal yesterday was so lucky; it just deflected off. It came off the Gillingham player right to his feet.
Yeah,
so.
Even the camera couldn't keep
No,
up with it. I looked at it like I didn't see the ball go back. I saw the camera go. Dun, dun. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I personally don't think we have a problem with strikers at the moment. We've got decent choices, and apparently Norwood's going to be fit for the weekend. So.
Yeah. We'll be fine. And finally, are Ipswich now favourites to win this competition? Are we going all the way to Wembley?
Well, I hope so. I'd like to see Ipswich at Wembley because I don't think it's going to happen in the league because we'll be in the top two.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Are we favourites to win? I think we might be,
Might be.
Yeah, I think, we're through to the knockout stages already, 2 games in. So... Let's do this. Let's have a cup run for once and get to the final.
Yikes, well, I forgot to mention that I actually found a really weird Caden Jackson stat, right?
Yeah.
So this season he scored 6 goals and 2 assists, right, in 11 games. His last season at Acton Stanley, 17-18, in 11 games he scored 6 goals and 2 assists.
Wow. That's
That's
good research.
That is good. See, it shows how much time on my hands sometimes. I've been like, oh, God. And also, I think there's something that in that season he scored 15 goals as well. So he could score 15 goals this season.
Yeah, double figures for Caden Jackson.
Yeah. You hear it here first. Apart from us saying that Ipswich are going to finish in the promotion spots.
Yeah, let's just not talk about that.
Yeah. What was that again? I can't remember. But when we come back, we're going to talk about all things about the Premier League. Yeah, caramba, what a week that has been.
Yeah.
Pitchside Talk on IO Radio.
Yes, you heard that right. Pitchside Talk. It is one of our own here on IO Radio in Ipswich. In the heart of Ipswich.
Yeah, the heart of Ipswich.
Heart of Ipswich. Well, before I forget to mention, follow us on Twitter @talk_pitch for polls and news and funniness. Basically just taking the mickey out of Dan sometimes and other clubs. Do you like that one we did about Manchester United? Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
Have you not? Oh.
No. I need to look up on the Twitter page more, I think.
Oh, I'll just show you later. But if you want to see that, go and have a look for it because it is.
Yeah,
it's actually quite good. It was actually good thinking by me for once.
What do you mean for once?
Well, for once, it actually was. I actually got it right. I'm not good. I'm all right at this Twitter thing.
Yeah.
But I like reading through things instead of like reacting to things.
Yeah.
It was good. It was a good one by me.
Okay.
And also, if you want to listen to any previous shows, go to our YouTube channel, Pitchside Talk, and you can listen to the shows as a podcast. All the shows are up there. Be 21 soon.
Yeah.
I know. Yikes. Sometime in the near future. Well, we better now move on to the Premier League. And what a week it's been in the Premier League. But we're only going to talk about a section of it because we're talking about two of the biggest Premier League things later on in the show.
Yeah.
But we'll start with Liverpool. Made it 8 from 8 by beating Leicester 2-1 on Saturday. It was a bit of a weird game, if I have to say so myself. But the game has been dominated by controversy over a particular penalty, which it's divided people's opinions, I have to say.
Definitely.
I think Sadio Mane was fouled by Albrighton, which was contact, but then he took 2 steps and then went over. The referee gave it, VAR gave it, Liverpool scored it and won, obviously. And then all hell broke loose at the final whistle.
Yeah, it did.
I have to ask you, was it the right decision for that penalty to be called with VAR? Because people's arguing that VAR should be cutting this sort of stuff out. But then it's slide.
Well, in my opinion, I think it was a penalty. It seemed like Albrighton made a bit of a mistake, didn't he? Kind of took it away from Schmeichel and then kind of got the ball stuck.
Backtrack.
Yeah, he tried to backtrack. Mane got it from him and he kind of like retaliated and stuck his leg out. And there was contact. Mane took 2 steps, but there's contact and he goes over. So in my opinion, it's a penalty. And obviously Milner, as he does,
Mr. Reliable,
put it away. So yeah, it has divided opinion, but I think it was a penalty. I think the ref made the right decision.
It was a penalty ball. Yeah. Also, I want to ask you some. Sadio Mane scored his 8th goal, fifth goal in 8 games.
Yeah,
and he's sort of not come under criticism, but come under a lot of praise from professional footballers, saying that he's so underrated. He should be up for these big awards, but he never is.
No.
But I want to ask you. I know we sort of said, is Kevin De Bruyne the best player in the Premier League? But is Mane now the best player in the Premier League right now? As we're talking right now, is he the top? Oh yeah, here we go.
Put me on the spot here.
I have. You can look if you look in your little back thing, you can sort of see some stats on Sadio Mane from the seasons he's been at Liverpool to sort of help you. I think, and also it came under a lot of tension because it's his 100th Liverpool appearance.
Yeah.
And he scored 50 goals in that time.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think he can be considered as one of the best players in the Premier League at the moment. If he's the best...
It's tough.
It's
tough to say.
Yeah, there's a lot of players that are really good this year in the Premier League.
But is he quite underrated?
I think he is, yeah.
Compared to them players?
Yeah, I think he is underrated. He's been in ever since he's kind of joined Liverpool, he's been in decent form. 50th Premier League goal. That's decent. 50th goal out of 100 games. That's very good. I think he's underrated. I think he can be considered as one of the best players in the league. But it's a tough one to say is the best. Some people say he is, some people say he isn't. So, tough one.
It is a tough one. Well, we better move on to Man City, who are the chasing pack. It's a bit weird to say that. Man City's the chasing pack. Well, they had a shocking home defeat to Wolves on Sunday. Even I was shocked because I didn't know about this. To fall 8 points behind Liverpool. This is a bit weird. The last time they lost at the Etihad was Crystal Palace back in December. And the last time they failed to score at Man City was Huddersfield on the 6th of May 2018 when it finished 0-0.
Wow, Huddersfield drawing 0-0 with Man City?
Yes, I kid you not. And in that same season, they beat Manchester United as well.
Wow.
Huddersfield, so, yeah.
They now sit 20th and 21st in the Championship.
Yeah, we don't talk about that now. The good times. We talk about the good times. But Pep, after the game, called his side nervous. Do we sort of agree with that? The nerve, it was nervous by them?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's right with what he's saying. I think, I think injury problems have affected them, maybe their morale as well. But they don't look like the same team as they did, do they? Whenever I watch them play, they don't seem like... last year we've seen them... The passing they made out from the back has been excellent. But this year they just seem a bit off. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's lack of confidence or that they won the league last year. Maybe it's something about that. But yeah, they just look a bit nervous, I think.
Is it to sort of missing like Vincent Company? Is that something that's having a big effect and not getting sort of a... I know it's quite hard to find a like placement on him, but something having a presence in the dressing room. Is that having a big effect on them now?
Yeah, that definitely does have an effect. And you look at the Man City team now, and you can't really see an actual leader in that side, really. So yeah, I think missing a player like that does have an effect. Because you need one of them players in the dressing room. I think that really helps. So maybe that's one of the reasons as well. I think there's a number of reasons why. We're not saying they're doing awful because they're still second in the league. But I think that's one. There's a lot of reasons why they're falling behind Liverpool at the moment. I think that's probably one of them.
Yikes! But you sort of spoke about the injury problems. So Laporte's out until February, January time. De Bruyne's out until I think end of October. Sane's out for the whole season, unfortunately. But is injury problems catching up with them? Because they sort of, it's a bit weird for Man City. They invested, but not as much as they usually do. They sort of kind of went, oh, you'll be fine defensively. But now they've got a defensive crisis, really.
Yeah,
I think it's weird to say crisis for them.
Yeah, it is weird to say that. I think the injury problems are definitely affecting them. Laporte, he did so well last year. He was fantastic at the back for them, and for him to be out until what was it, February
time.
That's going to be a massive miss. And the replacements for him haven't been that great, really. Otamendi and Stones, we've seen a lot of mistakes from them over the past few games. So I think injury problems is definitely affecting them. And whenever De Bruyne is injured, you've got a problem, in my opinion. So because I think he's the best player in the league.
I think he is as well. Yeah. Even though I would like to say Sadio Mane, but But I just want to ask you the final question on this: can Man City catch up to Liverpool, or are Man City victims of their own success? Because I had a bit of a dilemma here. I put a poll out about this, and we got 50-50 saying yes and no. So yours a determined vote here.
Yeah. So I'm under pressure here.
There's a lot riding on this.
Yeah. I'm very surprised it's 50-50 actually.
Same here.
Yeah.
I was a bit like, oh, okay.
But I'm towards they're not going to catch up with Liverpool.
In October?
Yeah. I think Liverpool, they're just on an amazing run at the moment. They've won every single game they've played this season. I just don't think anyone can catch them up now. I'm not saying they've won the league already, but I just can't see anyone catching them up now. I really can't. I said this at the start of the season, and I'm going to say it now. They're going to win the Premier League this year.
Yeah, caramba. We said that last season and that didn't happen. But before we get to mention Wolves, fantastic performance by them. Has their season now finally kicked off? I know that they've already played 17 games already this season, but this is going to be the start of their Prem season now? Yeah,
I think so. They've had quite a slow start. Obviously, I think the Europa League has definitely had an effect on them because they're not used to that. I don't know how they're doing in the Europa League.
They won against Besiktas on Thursday. Yeah. I think they lost their first game, but they're on 3 points now. I don't know where they are in the group.
Yeah, but having that many games, it does affect the side. But this win will definitely give them confidence, and I think this is where their season's going to start. They're going to start picking up wins now.
They're going to start picking up wins.
Yeah, I think they can finish top half again.
Okay, we're going to avoid 2 games, actually. I've made this decision. We're actually going to avoid 2 games.
Okay.
So we can talk about it in the next session. Yeah. But Burnley versus Everton. Burnley came out with a 1-0 victory. Everton now in the relegation zone.
Yeah.
Red alert. This is now Everton's 4th loss consecutive in the Premier League since January 2015.
Yeah.
What do Everton need to do to sort of get out of this problem? Because they can't seem to do anything to get out of this problem.
Yeah, it's quite hard to get out of these situations. Losing so much, you lose confidence, and it's really hard to get out of this. They just need a spark. I think they just need something to, boost their confidence a bit, whether that be a win or something else. But they just need that little bit of confidence, and I think they have got the team that can survive. Maybe they should sack their manager.
I was just about to lead on to
Maybe
that.
they should. Maybe that's the answer.
Well, I think the big fear is if they sack Marco Silva, they could effectively end up with sort of like Sam Allardyce situation again. And they have that manager, and then it then goes all pear shaped with him. But is his job at risk? Is he at the front of the queue? I don't like to see managers getting sacked, but is he at the front of the queue for the sack race now?
I think he's number one in the sack race right now.
Number one.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I'd say so. It's getting by the day. I think it's getting more and more likely that he's going to get sacked. And if Everton carry on with this, then I think that'll be it. I don't know their next few fixtures.
I think
you've got your trusty
little book
there.
The next fixture is West Ham. West Ham at home.
Okay.
So it's winnable.
Yep, it is winnable, but they're on a bad run at the moment. They just need to. I just think they need to. Even if it's going to be a 1-0 win, they just need to get that win to gain some confidence.
Well, speaking of a team on a bad run, they haven't won a game since beating Man City at home 3-2. Norwich lost 5-1 to Aston Villa on the weekend. Yike on, but is this looking now doom and gloom for Norwich? Is it now coming to the lack of... There was not much investment in the summer, but there was reasons behind that to sort of... After what happened last time when they invested and they had the problems in the Championship, struggling. And is it down to lots of injuries? They've got countless injuries.
Yeah.
Playing, I don't know, they've got like youth goalkeeper on the bench.
Yeah, they have.
And I was like, yike, rumba.
Yeah.
Is that now... Are we looking at Norwich's... Is this just now a struggle now for them? It's going to be a struggling period and could define their season.
Yeah, I think it is definitely a period now they're going into where they're going to struggle. I said at the start of the season that their defence isn't good enough for the Premier League, and it's proven that they're not. I think attacking-wise they're decent, but, they didn't really invest too much because I think that their parachute payments ran out the season that they went up, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't really have that much money to spend, and it's really hard to go into the Premier League without spending much and not having a big budget. So, yeah, they maybe could have improved in the defensive areas. I just think that's the big downside, the defence, and they're going to concede goals constantly now, and I think that this is going to be a really tough time for them.
Okay, well, going on to Aston Villa, they scored 5 goals. The last time they scored 5 goals away from home was a win against Derby in 2008.
I think that was the season that Derby finished on like 11 points or whatever.
Yeah, we won't remind that because somebody I know who supports Derby won't like that at all. He doesn't like the current situation, but we don't get involved in that. That's politics. Is this now? Was that just a bit of a frustration? Really, they've been bottling up. They're not been finishing that much. If you think about it, over the season, was this now a time where they can show what they can do properly?
Yeah,
and they just took it out on Norwich, really.
Yeah, that's a good thing they took it out on Norwich.
Yeah, they did. Their now season sort of now kick on a bit more. Yeah, getting these goals.
It seems quite similar to Wolves in the way they've started the season. I said at the start that they'd definitely have enough to stay up. But I think this is a great win and it was kick off their season. They've had quite a lot of trouble in coming. They've been in the lead a lot, but they can't keep the lead when they're in that situation. I think that's the problem. Or
extend it. They seem to struggle. They seem to struggle on that.
Yeah, they do, and I think that was the main thing. But to win 5-1 away in Norwich, I think that's a great result for them, and this will kick off their season.
And we'll kick off the season. Well. This game, there's nothing much to talk about. Yeah, Watford draw 0-0 with Sheffield United. Watford don't look good at the moment.
Nah.
Do they look like they have enough to get out? No.
Nah, I don't think so.
Nah, not at all. Well, we'll move on to this one. West Ham lost to Crystal Palace. Oh, VAR Crystal Palace, actually. VAR twice, I think it was. That penalty as well was VAR.
Yeah.
It's quite a crazy stat, right? The next 5 games Crystal Palace got to play are all teams above them. That's the top 5 that is above them.
Wow.
They got to play. Yeah, I know.
That is mad.
That is a mad stat. Crystal Palace have got the most points away from home, apart from Liverpool and Manchester City. Need to say something completely different there. Don't know what I was about to say.
Don't make sure you don't say that.
No, but were Crystal Palace lucky to win this game? Sort of.
Yeah, well, I think so. Mainly because of VAR. You know, they got VAR on their side that day.
But he was onside.
Yeah, he was onside.
Onside twice, so...
Yeah, well, that's true. But still, it's VAR, so...
Oh, yeah.
It could have gone the other way without VAR. Well, it would have done. But yeah, they've had a decent start to league. They're looking quite good. So...
Yeah, Zaha settled down for the
yeah.
time being. For the time being.
It'll come to January and it will be... Hell breaks loose again around him.
Yeah, probably. And then we'll move on to the Sunday games. There's not much to say here. Arsenal won 1-0 against Bournemouth.
Yep.
They're now third. Can they stay third?
No.
Fair enough. I don't know how they're third without defence. That's just what shocks me.
Yeah, that is quite...
And
mad
then
how that works.
Chelsea finished off the weekend with a 4-1 victory at Southampton.
Yeah.
This is the last time Chelsea scored 3 or more goals consistently away from home was August 2009. Has Frank Lampard now finally found the winning formula? Maybe not defensively, but in that attack. And can he actually push for top 4?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's got this winning formula now. It looks like the team is settled down. You know, Abraham and Mount are performing brilliantly, and it just looks like they're on a high at the moment. I think they can try and push for top 4.
Okay.
Whether they'll get top 4, I don't know, but they can definitely push for it because they're looking decent at the moment.
And also Southampton, it's their sort of honest sort of questions they now need to answer about themselves because they're not performing too well at the moment. Are they sort of maybe they need to sort of start backing up their ideas, or they might be looking at a bit of a scrap at the end of the season?
Yeah, I think so. It's like last season they kind of struggled to stay up last year. They did it in the end, but I feel like Southampton are one of these sides that is struggling every season. They're going to get relegated at some point.
Are they doing like a bit what they remind me of, a bit of a Sunderland? They're sort of dicing with it a little bit and they're just riding the luck.
Yeah,
and then
I think so.
They'll run out eventually.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what Southampton is. They're just riding their luck a little bit, and I think if they carry on like this, then they'll be going down to the Championship.
They will be going down to the Championship. Well, when we come back, we're going to be talking about 2 teams that we actually missed, Tottenham and Manchester United. Well, we know about Tottenham's horror week, but...
The best place in Ipswich to hear the latest football debates, Pitchside Talk on IO Radio.
Welcome back to Pitchside Talk. We're going to go through a little bit more torture, not for you, but for Tottenham and Manchester United fans.
Yeah.
I guess we better start off with Tottenham. They play first. After sort of a horrible month of September, a horrible result against Bayern Munich, 7-2. They came into Brighton away, like needing to bounce back, need to do something, needed a spark.
Yeah.
And we didn't see that.
No.
We saw a horror show. I think that's the only thing I can describe it as.
Yeah.
A horror show. They lost 3-0 to Brighton. Well done, Brighton. You were good. So sorry we're not going to talk about you now. We're just going to skip over your good performance. But how's it gone so wrong for Spurs this season? It's just...
Yeah.
It's weird.
It is.
Like, we sort of at the end of last season, it was sort of going off the rails a little bit, but then it came back and now it's gone off again. What's going on?
Yeah, it's hard to pick one thing that's going wrong. I'm not quite sure what's going on with Tottenham, to be honest. They don't look great all over the pitch, really, do they? I don't know what it is. I think maybe the loss during the week against Bayern was maybe what caused this. You know, they came into the game having been humiliated and they weren't confident, and then Lloris gets that awful injury. Oh yeah. I wish him the best in recovery.
I think he's coming back in January.
Yeah,
he's out from the whole thing, but no surgery required, which is a good thing to hear. But still an awful
wish
injury.
him all the best, but it wasn't a very nice one. But yeah, I feel like after that you could see the players, their faces were down, their heads were down after the Lloris injury, and I feel like after that you were like, yeah, they're going to lose this game. So yeah, I don't know what it is. They have the quality to do well in the league. It's just they're not doing it.
No, well, can Pochettino rejuvenate his players? Because I know he sort of said about the different agendas in the side. There's a lot of talk about, dressing room disagreements. I guess the transfers over the summer hasn't really helped. But can he do it? Like, is there something he can do to sort of put his side back on winning form, or is it just too late for him now?
It looks like it's too late for him, I think. We're already in October and they haven't been on good form. Maybe there is something he can do to rejuvenate his players. I don't know, I guess if there's falling outs in their dressing room, he needs to sort them out himself. But I don't know. With Tottenham, it's weird because they actually spend money for once in the summer.
Yes.
And they have a really poor season. People have been crying out for Tottenham to spend money. And they finally do spend a bit of money and they're just not good anymore. It's very strange. But if the morale's down, then they need to look into that and do something about it.
Well, speaking about investment, is the lack of investment over the last few seasons starting to catch up with them? I know they spent money this season. They spent quite a lot, actually, by their terms. But is it starting to catch up with them? Because if we have a look, from the start of 14-15, Tottenham have kept 9 players right compared to Man City's 3 and Liverpool's 2. And 7 of them started against Brighton.
Yeah.
Is there a problem now that these players are sort of burnt out? We haven't seen this now burnt out effect on the players. They're not motivated to go and they've done their time effectively. Should they now be moved on? I know they're good quality players. Looking at Eriksen, Lloris, Yang Vertonghen, Harry Kane, Eric Lamela, Dyer, Ben Davies. Do they need to be moved on?
It seems that way, I think. It's just, I think that teams around them have improved over the years. They've brought in players like Liverpool, for example. They've improved their squad massively, especially the front three with Mane, Salah and Firmino. And Man City, obviously, they've improved their team as well. So I think that is catching up with them now, that they're not really improving their squad over the years. And maybe they need to do something different. Maybe they need to move players like... I don't think they should move Eriksen on. I think he's a quality player. But
he wants to go.
He looks like he's going to leave. So, yeah, he wants to go.
What about Kane? He's been rumoured to sort of leave. He's been rumoured to leave, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, that is.
He doesn't want to leave.
I don't know where he'd go to. I don't think he'd really fit in anywhere else. I don't think he'd leave. But, players like Lamela, Dyer, Davies, Vertonghen, I think if they're not happy and if they're, run out, then you should move them on and see if you can bring in any more quality players.
Okay.
They brought in Lo Celso, but he's injured.
Ndombele,
he's been okay.
Ryan Sessegnon's been injured as well.
I thought that would be a good signing, but
Trippier left, which was actually quite. Actually, I have to say it's quite a weird one to leave.
Yeah,
really.
that was quite a weird one.
I think he should have stayed.
Yeah, so do I. I think he should have stayed. Yeah, that's a bit of a weird one, but yeah, maybe that's the answer to
maybe
kind of move the team around a bit.
Well, finally speaking about the Tottenham point, I think it's going to be quite an interesting one. Who is to blame for the situation they're in? Is it the club sort of behind the back room, or is it Pochettino? Your personal opinion is this?
I think it's behind the scenes. I think Pochettino's a quality manager. He's. I don't think he can do much with the players he has. Like, you need to improve your squad like teams around you are doing.
Okay.
So maybe he has a say in that as well. So maybe it's a mixture of the two. But I think mainly it's probably behind the scenes at Tottenham that's to blame.
If you're in Pochettino's shoes, would you leave? Because I feel like he's done enough for that squad.
Yeah.
He's taken them as far as he can.
Yeah.
Should he now sort of
Champions League final?
Should he just now sort of go and just sort of move on to something new? I know Real Madrid's a new challenge.
Yeah.
Or the other team we're about to speak about, because they've been rumoured with him.
Yeah.
Which is really weird. Don't know why they want him.
No.
What should he do? Should he just move on now?
Yeah, I think if I was in, I'll move on. I don't think there's much more you could do with their Tottenham side, and that would be great for him to go and have a new challenge abroad. I think that'd be a really good thing for him to do. But
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe he wants to get silverware before he leaves, but I don't think that's going to happen. So that's
So
very
got the
unlikely.
FA Cup left, really, or the Europa League.
Yeah.
If he does get into the Europa League at the moment, doesn't look like it will. But
No.
speaking about the other team, Manchester United, his woeful season continues.
Make sure you're professional.
I am very professional when I talk about Manchester United. I'm not smiling as I'm saying the name, but continues with another defeat away to Newcastle. Ollie hasn't won a away game at all. The only last time he won a away game was back against Crystal Palace on February the February 27th. But the last time a permanent manager won it, because Ollie wasn't permanent then, was the 3rd of November under Jose Mourinho against Bournemouth.
Wow. That's a long time.
And also, this is now Manchester United's worst start to a league. 9 points from 8 games. It's even worse than the one 30 years ago. He made Steve Bruce look good, because Steve Bruce hasn't won against a Manchester United in 22 attempts. It's his first ever win. It's made him look good.
Yeah, it has.
I just want to ask you, can Ollie turn this around now? Or is it too little too late?
I think it's probably too little too late. I do think that Man United need to stop panicking, though. I think they're in this situation.
They should stop panicking.
I think they're in this situation. Their fans and players need to just calm down and.
They're 2 points off the relegation zone. That's a panic.
They're not going to get relegated.
Well, you don't know.
They're just not.
Who said Watford's going to get possibly relegated this season?
That's Watford. This is Man United. They're not going down. I'm telling you.
But it might happen.
No.
If it happens, it would be the craziest thing in football ever.
It will, and it will completely ruin the championship. But
oh yeah, we don't speak about them.
but yeah, that's my opinion. I think they need to just stop panicking and calm down. But I still think it's too little, too late for Ollie. I think the team he put out against Newcastle, he got quite a lot of stick for that. Playing too many youngsters in the Premier League, and they've had problems with their defence for, it seems like forever now. Since they've stopped winning titles. So, that's something that they really need to improve on. Yes, they got Harry Maguire in for too much money, in my opinion. But I don't buying one centre back to bring it. That's not the answer. They need to really, improve. I don't know how well Wan-Bissaka's been doing, because I don't really follow Premier League that well.
He's actually been doing quite well, but I think he's not. I think he's out with tonsillitis at the moment. Okay. Yeah, he's out with tonsillitis at the moment, so it's a bit of a problem. But looking at Manchester United managers over the past, Ollie has now the worst win percent ratio since the post Sir Alex Ferguson era. Even David Moyes got better than him. David Moyes has got a better win percent ratio than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah.
Although that's crazy.
So he's only 21 games. Moyes had 51.
Yeah, but come on.
But is Solskjaer going to stay for that long? I doubt it.
We doubt it. Well, I have to ask, because according to reports, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer could be fired against Liverpool if he loses. But that's only, I think the only reason they're saying is only if they get humiliated by Liverpool, which could potentially happen. We don't know.
Most probably will happen.
If he does lose against Liverpool, is that time for Manchester United to sort of call it a day on him, or what should they do? Because they're sort of putting themselves in this problem.
Yeah.
Have they got to sort of just now go through it now and just sort of get through it?
Yeah, sorry, I'm being distracted.
That's fine, same here.
Yeah, I think they need to move on. I think from the start, I thought that Ollie wasn't the best choice. He's had time at Cardiff. I think he got relegated with them.
Yeah, it was awful time.
Yeah, it wasn't a great time. So he hasn't really had any experience. And I said this from the start, getting legends as managers is not the answer to things. Yeah, Chelsea are doing okay, but that's just, you just don't do that. Just because he's a legend and you like him doesn't mean you should make him manager. And I think that's been proven with Man United that Ollie's not the man for the job. I think it won't be long before he's gone.
Okay. Well, I asked people yesterday on Twitter, which is still going on if you want to follow our Twitter accounts, talk_pitch. Will Solskjaer win against Liverpool? And basically 82% of people said no, and 18 have said yes.
Who was that 18%? Man United fans.
Somebody very optimistic. Maybe it's Everton fans. You never know.
Maybe.
But no, that's quite an interesting point. So Solskjaer possibly gone.
Mm-hmm.
Pochettino might be possibly gone. Oh God, the Premier League's going to be something a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pitchside Talk, footy debate from the Premier League Outback.
Welcome back to Pitchside Talk here on iRadio. And we're nearly out of time. The referee's about to blow his full whistle full time, Dan. Get in there.
Oh, sad.
We'll do a little quick football roundup thing.
Okay.
Dean Henderson's been called up to the England side after Tom Heaton's injury. Not Gareth Southgate. Phil Neville won his first game since some game in the Women's World Cup last night against Portugal.
Mm-hmm.
And also Jack Ross has been sacked as Sunderland manager.
Yes, he has.
He has been sacked. And guess whose favourite? Paul Lambert to take on the job.
No.
He actually is. Once he go, if he goes,
He's not going to go.
we might.
Can I just say that Roy Keane is actually favourite for the Millwall job right now?
Is he actually now? Oh, it's changed. Oh, it's changed overnight. Somebody said at work he's favourite, but once he goes, Ipswich should be.
I'm not even thinking about that because it's not going to happen.
Well, it
so-
might because he did it
won't.
when he beat. Somebody said when he was at Colchester and he beat Norwich. The next day he went to Norwich, and then he went Norwich to Aston Villa very suddenly. It could happen.
George,
Dan.
there's no way he's going to leave
Dan,
right now.
If it happens,
There's no way he's going to leave right now. I'm in denial.
I'm teasing you. It's all right. Well, thanks for listening to the show this week. You're not on next week, are you? You're on your
I'm
international
not.
break.
Yeah, I am. I'm afraid.
Yeah, you're going off to watch the England games, aren't you? Or I'll quiz you all about.
I'm not going to the England games. God.
Oh, you are now because I'm going to quiz you about them next week.
Okay, I'll make sure I'll be there.
Yeah, make sure you're there. If you're not, we'll go with some words. But thanks for listening to the show. If you want to remember to follow us on our Twitter page, talk_pitch, see all the polls, see all stuff. If you want to listen to any of the previous shows like this show, if you've missed anything out of it, you can find it on YouTube, maybe tomorrow, Friday, at some point. If you just simply type in Pitchside Talk, you'll find it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been quite a good week, Good week for
has.
football. Well, and we'll see you later, and ciao.
Bye.
The whistle has been going for full time. Tune in next week for another jam-packed show.